All right, welcome back to Traveling with Françoise. We're starting this over one more time. See, I'm gone for one weekend, and look what happens. But if you missed the first hour of the show, live what's happening in Coachella Valley, we had a crazy show. We had our first callers in, which was really exciting. We gave a $25 gift card away to O'Kane's Irish Pub in Rancho Mirage, and that went to Gary. Congratulations, Gary. We had Joby call, we had Carol call, we had other callers, and we also had our guest, Kevin Vita, who is from the Mirage Cigar Lounge. So definitely, this is live and little things can happen, but each week we just get better and better and better. So welcome to Traveling with Françoise. I am Françoise Rhodes, your host. Last Sunday, where was I? I was on a bus tour that I was escorting for ACT Tours. We went to the Grand Canyon, Lake Powell. We went through Utah. We stopped in Las Vegas for a night, and I'm going to tell you all about that in just a minute or two. But really, we had so much fun. But there are other things I want to talk about first, and one of them is I want to certainly give a heads up to all the sponsors out there that are part of Live What's Happening in Coachella Valley and Traveling with Françoise, Indian Ridge Country Club, the Escape Room, Leaf, Mirage Cigar Lounge, A1 Custom Golf Cars, Command One Security, Thai Smile, Animal Samaritans, and I'll tell you a few more of them later on in the show, but it's because of them that make both of these shows available to you. And if you'd like to be a sponsor, just send us an email. You can send one to CoachellaValley.com. There's email ways to get to them, either message on Facebook or directly through the website, CoachellaValley.com, or Traveling with Françoise. You always know where to find me. So remember, you might be part of this show, and you'll see your business name going right across the bottom. But I have some exciting news. Every year I have Tournament of Roses grandstand seats plus parking to give away. This year is no different. I have four packages thanks to Sharp Seating Company. They've been so great. And how we're going to do this, since I am a nonprofit now, Artifacts and Arts Across America, this week I am going to get posted with all the legal jargon that goes with it that we are going to have a raffle fundraiser for these Tournament of Roses grandstand seats and parking. Each raffle ticket is $10. And when you donate $10, of course, that equals one ticket. If you donate $20, you get two entries, and you will get receipts for all this. Now, if you do the odd amount, like $12 or $14, that extra money, we are just going to consider that a straight donation. So that means you'll have one ticket and just a regular donation, and you'll get receipts for that. So anyway, it is in increments at $10, and I'll have all that information up. So, and that is to help raise funds for Artifacts and Arts Across America so I can produce more shows. We have our new show with the Palm Springs Art Museum coming out not this week, the following week. It turned out so good. I have to thank cameraman Steve for that. It just turned out so well. And all the people at the Palm Springs, there are 3 locations, Art Museum. I'm really excited about this show. We also have another Cuisines Around the World show coming up. And there's a local city, I don't want to give it away yet, that we're working with that we're going to, there's so much history. We're probably going to be doing a show about them. But I don't want to give it away yet. So all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. So, and Sean is working the board over there, pushing all the buttons. We have more wires, Sean, going in all directions. I mean,
we did pick up a couple wires.
We do have wires everywhere. Of course, when we have guests and stuff, we need all that, but you have so many wires going in. So what's happening in the world of travel? I want to give you a little news on that before we talk about the trip to Lake Powell. I also have some pictures today towards the end of the show we're going to try. I might just I'll probably do a contest. I don't think I'm going to do it with a caller. I think I'm going to have you message me on the Traveling with Françoise page. Yes.
I think you should do it with a caller. I know
you want me to do a caller?
Yeah,
okay. Well, we'll have to get Craig back in here. Not yet. And here he comes running in here. He wants to do the call. And we'll set that up, and we will do a call a little bit later on for a $25 gift card to O'Kane's Irish Pub. But first, what's in the world of travel? Well, the future of boarding is changing. I love this idea. I've thought about why didn't they do this before? Southwest is doing dual boarding in front and boarding it back. Now, is that a no-brainer or what? I mean,
it seems like, if it works easier, you should have been doing it a long time.
It's working a lot easier.
And I don't know how 2 doors wouldn't work better than one.
Right. The only problem is at some airports you can't do it because of the layout. It's
Right,
just too
right.
much going on the ground.
But that's because they never planned it the first time. They should have planned it the
A
first
long time ago. But the smaller airports can do this. And they're finding that it really, people that can load that are sitting way in the back, they can comfortably load in the back and not worry about, knocking everybody with their elbows and rear end and all that stuff walking down the aisle. But this is a no-brainer. So the Southwest is brave enough to be trying this. They're doing it in Sacramento and some other smaller terminals. So we will see. I think it's going to catch on, and I think more airlines are going to do it. But there is a little bit of a logistics that goes with it. So don't think they can do it everywhere. But I love reading that. I think that's good. And also in travel news, of course, Thanksgiving weekend coming up, holidays coming up. They say with over 49 million people traveling by car this Thanksgiving, 49 million, there's an easy way for travelers to make some extra cash. I like this idea. While on your way to visit family and friends, you can actually become a delivery service for packages for other people. I mean, think about it.
So you're talking if you're driving
cross country.
cross country. Okay.
And you're going through these certain area. There's a company now called Roadie.com, ROADIE.com, and they are hiring drivers to deliver packages for them. And they'll get special savings and discounts and all sorts of things. So it's not a bad idea.
No, that's pretty good.
I know. Think about it. So it is Roadie.com. I'm talking to them. I think I might have them on the show in the future. But why not? I mean, if you're driving and you're going to, especially if you're going to a certain town, you're going to be there, why not take a package over there? So I don't know. I kind of like the idea. Also, with Thanksgiving weekend approaching, people around the country are starting to put together travel plans. And given it's an extremely popular time to fly, of course, it can be frustrating with bad weather, overbookings, and delays. But the airports with the most disruptions, I have them for you, and they are Chicago O'Hare International. That pops up all the time, Chicago. Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International. San Francisco was on the list. Los Angeles International on the list. Newark Liberty International on the list. Dallas Fort Worth, Boston Logan International, Denver, Charlotte Douglas International, and John F. Kennedy International Airport. So what they are suggesting that you stay away from these airports if you can. Go to more of a local, like there's Long Beach, Ontario, San Diego. Use some different airports instead of these, and it might be less disruptions, overbookings, and delays in your trip. So just keep that in mind when you are booking. The busiest travel day will be November 25th, the Sunday after Thanksgiving. The best time of the day to fly is between 6 and 11:59 a.m. Maybe the pilots are fresher then. I don't know. Did you read about the pilot that accidentally pushed the button about that they were being hijacked?
No.
There was, yes, one of the airlines, I don't even remember which one, the pilot accidentally pushed, there's a special button they have for hijackings. Of course, the airport shut down, everything shut down, and it was all a mistake. Luckily, they realized what happened, that it was just a mistake, and they had everything back up and running within 5 minutes. But can you imagine the pandemonium that was going on over there? Whew, wow. And a new terminal opens up in New Orleans, and it is a $1.3 billion facility, replaces the Louis Armstrong Airport, a 1950s era terminal. Airbnb rolls out updated security policies. The short-term rental platform will begin verifying all 7 million listings on the platform as part of a newly launched effort to weed out bad actors. Of course, they just had this big mess. I think it was in San Francisco where there was 3 people killed at a vacation rental at a party, and lots of things going on. So Airbnb, like I say, they are rolling out new security policies. So if you are a person who lists your property, be prepared. It's not going to be as easy as it used to be. And according to a recent survey, 1/4 of Americans are planning to travel internationally over the next 18 months. Is that you out there? Additionally, 80% have taken at least one vacation outside of the U.S. in their lifetime. Rome tops the list of international travel destinations. Also on the list, Cancun, London, Dublin, Paris, Montego Bay, and Jamaica. I've been there. Actually, I spent a month in Jamaica. That was quite the experience. Yes, no problem on. Anyway, Dominican Republic, Vancouver, British Columbia, Munich, and Barcelona. And out of the 80% of Americans who have taken at least one vacation outside of the United States in their lifetime, 2 in 5, nearly 77 million adults, have rented or used a personal vehicle during one of those trips. So that goes to tell you, that kind of reinforces that roadie.com thing. If you're going to be doing that much driving, try to make a few bucks while you're doing it. Drop off some packages. So, all right. Okay, other things happening in the world of travel. Well, actually, I'm going to get away with that. I'm going to get away from that. I want to talk about the trip. The trip to Lake Powell, Grand Canyon. So have either Craig, Sean, you guys been to Lake Powell? Sean's nodding his head. No. Sean's
No, I
going
have
no.
not.
Craig's going yes. Did you take the boat tour? No. All right. Okay. Well, we started out. We went the back way through Kingman. If you go to Kingman, I want you all to write this down. In fact, it's on my new travel blog on CoachellaValley.com. Is that posted? Yeah. Oh, that's already posted. About traveling to these destinations off season. We stopped at the Powerhouse Welcome Center in Kingman on the main street. Across the street from it is a restaurant called Mr. D's Route 66 Diner. Amazing food. I wanted every dish that came out of that kitchen. I heard suggestions for other places in Kingman. No, you want to go to Mr. D's. It was fantastic. In fact, Kingman is a place that I would really like to do a show on because there's so much history there. So we went for our first day. We ended up in Flagstaff for the night. We didn't do any touring in Flagstaff. We just got in there late. Everybody got their rooms, got settled, went and had dinner. It was after dark when we parked in Flagstaff. But the next morning we got up and we went to the Grand Canyon. Now, most people go to the Grand Canyon. They go to where the lodges are and whatnot. We went over to Mather Point, and I'd never been to Mather Point, and it is on the south rim. I loved it there. There was not, plus it was right in between. We're after school's back in session. It's not too cold there, even though it was chilly. I have to say, I really enjoyed it. The buses, there was only 3 buses in the parking lot. A little confusing signs. We did lose 4 people. 4 ladies got lost.
I have your pictures here too.
Oh, you have my pictures
Yeah,
there.
I
Well,
have
I'm
your
afraid to
pictures.
show them if
No,
everything.
everything will work.
Oh, okay. Well, you go ahead and
But
show
I
them.
have them name certain things. I didn't
Okay.
put them in an order because they look like they were scattered, and so I figured you'd want to talk about
Oh,
them.
okay.
But are you done with Lake Powell? Because I haven't showed either of
Okay,
your
don't show
pictures.
Lake Powell
Okay.
yet. No, don't show
All right.
Lake. Did I have anything on Kingman or no?
I have
Just the sign for
knob,
Kingman?
Lake Powell,
All right.
balloon, and antelope.
Okay, save the balloon too and the antelope. That's for Paige.
Okay.
But at the Grand Canyon, try Mather Point and then make sure you go to the Desert Viewpoint. There's a big watchtower there. Really incredible. People were climbing to the top of the tower. They had restaurants there. They had an ice cream parlor. None of us even knew. I had never been to Desert Viewpoint. So those are 2 great points to go. And what I liked, there was not all that crazy shoving and pushing. And I mean, it gets crazy at the Grand Canyon. You're going to hear every language available in the world at the Grand Canyon. But when you get to the main sections, the more populated ones, it begins a little too crazy with people. Of course, then they're climbing over the fence, Sean. Climbing over the fence to take selfies down under the rocks where they're not my group, but
Well, I can't imagine. Yeah, I don't
yeah, they
imagine.
were
You had a lot of
doing it,
people hopping fences.
But yeah, and and you see these kids on these rocks with this gigantic canyon below. Have some common sense. I don't know.
That's lacking.
It is. It is.
Places.
That was kind of, and I feel sorry for the Rangers. But anyway, if you're going to the Grand Canyon, like I say, Mather Point and Desert Viewpoint. Like I say, Desert Viewpoint had everything there. They had gift shops. They had restrooms, a lot of restrooms. They had the ice cream store. They had, and the tower itself, which was spectacular. So you want to check that out. So we spent that day pretty much sightseeing at the Grand Canyon, and then we made our way over to Page, Arizona, and Lake Powell. And we stayed at the Lake Powell Resort, which is right on the lake. And I have to say, it was just really beautiful. I had heard a lot about Page. It's a little small town, not a lot of people. They're inundated during the summer. We went after the season was over with. We were right on that fine line of it being their last weekend of big events. And it was the balloon regatta, but still most of the tourists were gone. Loved Page. I would go back again. We took a tour on the Lake Powell. Oh, you're showing it now? Okay. Oh, yeah, go ahead and show them now. We took a tour. I didn't put a whole lot of photos up. You have to go to the Facebook page, Traveling with Françoise. I keep adding more. Or ACT Tours, I'm adding more to their page because I was escorting that tour. But the lake is so beautiful, and the canyons are so gorgeous, and it was flat. It was like glass. It really was. The tour we were on the boat was 2.5 hours. And they have one actually that will take you to Rainbow Bridge, which is that famous, another famous spot for photographers. It is spectacular. That's a 6-hour trip on boat, and they let you off the boat and you walk over the bridge and whatnot. We didn't do that. We didn't have time. But Lake Powell, definitely, the kids will love it. You will love it. The town of Page just had a really nice small town feel to it. All sorts of restaurants. All the stores that you might need. There was, I think, a Safeway or something and a dollar store and all that kind of stuff. But while we were there, they had the Balloon Festival Regatta. So we went one night, and the Balloon Festival, which is kind of set up in this part of the middle of town with a lot of booths and vendors and all that sort of stuff. And there was quite a few people there, but it wasn't quite what we all expected. When we think of festival here, we think of a little bit bigger. Yeah. Just, I don't know. We just think of it a little bit different here.
Well, you said there was a small town feel.
Yeah, it had a small town.
So
but
the festival went with that small town
It
feel.
really went with a small town feel. But the second night, we went when they had the balloon regatta. And I have to say, they lined up the whole main street with hot air balloons. They filled them up. It was beautiful. They had music going on. And I think every resident in Page was there. It was packed, wall-to-wall people down that street, not a lot of tourists. The community just came together to celebrate this balloon festival, balloon regatta. That was so much fun. In fact, it was one of the spontaneous trips I talked the group into going. I said, let's go in town, because it really wasn't on our itinerary, but I said, we're here, let's go see it. So much fun. I didn't get to see as much of Page as I would have liked. We probably could have spent another day there, but that wasn't part of, but we did see that. And we also did another excursion that wasn't planned. A group went to the Antelope Canyon tour, which you'll see that sandstone, red rocks. I think I have a picture in there. The tour is, again, one of the most photographed spots. There's a canyon in there in the world. And I have to say there was about 10 people that did that tour. And what troopers, because when you look on the website, we went with Ken's Tours, and all of them tour. It's a walking tour, a 1-mile walking tour. A lot of people, when you look at the website, it just says 1-mile walking tour, but it doesn't tell you about all the stairs leading up and down in the canyon. So that was a little bit challenging for some folks. They won't let you carry any bags or anything because they don't want it to get caught on the stairs. They won't let you take backpacks, but I have to say, spectacular. If you are on Page, you do not want to miss the Antelope Canyon tour, the lower one, the 1 hour. It really something really beautiful. I mean, people were just, their mouths were dropped, the ones that took the tour. The pictures are incredible. So Page, you want to explore these towns, do a little research before you go, or go on a tour like we all did. But Page, Arizona, I can see why people go and spend the summer there. They had some gazillion-dollar boats in that marina, which were, pretty spectacular. Yeah.
Those are fun to look at, too.
Yeah, and we were going along looking at all the names and stuff, and I could see how busy the lake would be, but it was so quiet that morning. There were kayakers out there. It was beautiful. So Page, Lake Powell, definitely a must for you visitors. I know ACT Tours will probably do another one of those next season, and maybe I'll be the one who escorts it. I don't know. When we were coming back from Page, we decided to, actually it was part of the tour, to spend a night in Las Vegas. We went through a little town called Kanab. Never had heard of it. Wesley, our bus driver, said, Françoise, have you been there? I said, no. He said, you want to go? It's Little Hollywood. And I said, well, how can this little town out in the middle of nowhere be Little Hollywood? Well, it's called that by the locals because they have filmed so many Westerns and movies there. And it really is. We drove through on a Sunday morning. The town is so cute. So cute, Kanab, Kanab. But none of us realize, because you get all caught up into traveling, you almost forget what day it is.
But that's the best kind.
Yeah,
that's the best kind.
We didn't realize. So we're driving through town and we're thinking it's awfully quiet here. And then someone said, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, Sunday in Utah.
Yeah, I've experienced that when I was in Jamaica.
Yes, everybody is in church.
It's strange, though, isn't it? Isn't
Yes.
it weird how everything is just
No
quiet.
one.
Yeah.
No one. You drive by the churches and the parking lots are full.
Yeah.
In town,
But you don't see any people on the street.
No one.
It's really strange.
and we were really sad because there was all these cute little shops and stuff and the history of the town. But we did stop at a place called the Stagecoach. It was a gas station outlet, which had some crazy stuff in there too. But Kanab,
Is that where the mural's
the
from?
mural, yes, the
Yeah,
mural's
I
from
saw
there,
that
from
one.
the Stagecoach stop. So Kanab, put that on your list in Utah. Really a fun place to stop. Again, that would be another town I could see doing a story about, a television episode about. They had something in Kanab that I don't see in California very often. They had a hotel that was made out of little log cabins. There were all these like those tiny houses. These were tiny log cabins.
Really? And they were all just kind of lined up?
They were all lined up in this
That's fun.
big courtyard thing, and everybody's driving by going, look at that, and they were all little log cabins. And I thought, how
That'd
fun
be
would that
Yeah,
be?
that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think they're going to, and it looked fairly new. I think they're going to do really well, and that was in Kanab. So when you're out there, you get away from California. Now, we tend to look at some of our lodging a little bit differently than other places, and what I liked is they really brought in the aesthetic of the area because Kanab is right in the middle of all these different points to the Grand Canyon, Zion. You can go all these different directions. So anyway, the trip all in all was a fantastic trip. Our bus driver was fantastic. He was, a bus driver can really make or break a trip. People think they are just,
Just driving, but
they're
no,
just
that's
driving.
not the case.
They're just hired to drive. They don't have any opinion. And I'm sure there are some escorts who probably think, well, that's the way they want it. Not
Right.
me.
Right, no.
I want to hear about these little places that they've been to. I want to know Kanab. I would have not known
Well,
about.
they're kind of like the local. I mean, not full-blown local, but, if they're doing it enough,
Yeah.
it's kind of like
They
having
know.
a local there. Yeah.
They know. In fact, when we were coming back, I said, Wesley, I don't really want to stop in the outlet center
Right.
because we're on our way home. I didn't want people to wander off and go shopping and
Right.
stuff. And then I have to get them all back and all that. And the In-N-Out takes so over. He said, we're not stopping there. We actually stopped at the Barstow Station on Main Street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's where the Harvey House, if you go one way, the old Harvey House was. And you'll see it. There's a McDonald's and a Popeyes and a bunch of things. And that was really kind of funny. And a lot of buses go in there. Some went into the Popeyes and they were out of food.
Yeah, they're out of the
Out of
their
food.
chicken
They said you're not
sandwich.
going to get anything
Yeah.
for 45 minutes.
That's
Nothing.
yeah, it's because they're
That sandwich.
promotion, yeah.
I don't know, really? Come on.
I-
And then some people went into McDonald's, but a lot of them went to a place called Mega Tom's, which was a small restaurant
Oh, okay.
separated from this main building where it was like a big food court and shops inside of
Right.
there. Yota is the owner, and she was there, and she came out to meet me, and everyone loved the food there at Mega Tom's. So think about that. If you're stopping at the Barstow Station, go to Mega Tom's. And she was telling me something that I hadn't even thought about that I want you travelers out there to be aware of, that in some of these major stops like that, pickpockets are starting to use them. Yeah.
I feel like anytime I'm in a crowd, I
Right.
don't know if I have pee. I don't know, but
Yeah.
for whatever reason, when I'm in a crowd, I do. I check my pockets a lot. I keep.
You
But
should.
you're not supposed to because then people can tell.
Oh, then they
where,
know.
your stuff is at. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like there is a habit. I just check it from time to time.
Right. Well, just be careful out there. I carry this little wallet that I can hide somewhere.
Right, yeah,
I don't
stash
carry
it.
a big purse. I
Right.
know a lot of ladies have the big purse and stuff. I don't want somebody putting their hand. But so anyway, be aware when you're out there that you're in these major tourist stops. I didn't say anything about rest stops, but when you get some of these,
Yeah, when you're in big crowds, it's
Yeah.
just good to kind of watch out for it.
Yeah.
because you can't you'll think you have it secure and it's not.
and you won't even know about it till you're
No, till
home, and all of a
later, yeah.
sudden you reach in and it's gone because I'm sure they have them. So anyway, be careful at that. But Megatom's is a place to stop at the Barstow Station. So all in all, the trip was fun. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next one. I'm getting more pictures up on Traveling with Françoise, and I'll get some on the adventure page, and we're talking about some more trips. So I appreciate everybody that went from Traveling with Françoise and from ACT Tours. Everybody became one big happy family, and I feel that we had a lot of fun. I think they did too. I got a lot of positive remarks. So definitely we have more trips on the way coming up. So did we lose Craig? We were going to try to give something away with a phone call, but I don't know where he is. And while we're waiting, I think Sean's going to go look for him. So I also want to thank Cabot's Pueblo Museum, which they're open, Borrego Springs Resort and Spa, ACT Tours, Dana Wharf Whale Watching. Again, want to get our sponsors in there and thank them for all that they do to keep Traveling with Françoise on the air. And you could be part of Traveling with Françoise as well. Just send me an email, and I'll tell you how you can be part of that. Of course, and Animal Samaritans, they have a big event coming up. So lots of things going on, and we are in season now. Of course, more travelers. Again, another busy travel year coming up ahead of us, and there's a lot of deals, wheels and deals out there. So, okay, so we're not going to do a phone call. He's on his phone. He's on a phone call. So this is how we're going to do it. I have a $25 gift card to O'Kane's Irish Pub in Rancho Mirage. Now, Gary, you can't win this because you won this in the first hour. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to the Traveling with Françoise Facebook page and send me a message saying that just put in there O'Kane's Irish Pub. That's all you need to do. O'Kane's Irish Pub. Go to the Traveling with Françoise Facebook page. Put it there. Send me a message. O'Kane's Irish Pub. I will pick a winner by the end of tomorrow, and someone is going to win a $25 gift card to O'Kane's Irish Pub in Rancho Mirage. So there you go. I give that away. We gave one away in the first hour. We did that by caller, but Craig's on a call. I don't know what he's doing out there working. So I think that pretty much is going to cover this travel portion of the show, Traveling with Françoise. A lot of stuff coming up. Next week, I am going to have a guest. We do have our new show, television episode about the Palm Springs Art Museum. That will be airing in not this week, but the following week. Really excited about that show. We have some more new television episodes coming up. Lots of events happening in the world of travel. You can always get a hold of me. Go to the website. There's my phone number. There's my email address. You can message me on Facebook, however way you want to do it. If you have an idea for the show. Oh, we didn't have a travel photo of the week this week, did we? No travel photo this week. Next week, we are back on with our travel photo of the week and the winner. We'll get the information up for the tickets for the Tournament of Roses Parade as a raffle to raise funds for artifacts and arts across America so we can bring more television episodes to you. So until then, everybody have a great one. Be aware when you're out there traveling. Be adventurous. And remember, it's never too late to get a life. See you next time. Bye.